Namaste everyone. So, if we want to understand Vedas, there is no way to understand Vedas?
No, we should not take it that way. Because everybody has a right to know what it is. But before he tries to know something about it, there are some do's and don'ts. These restrictions would be there, and you have to train yourself to understand a particular thing. This is also very much needed even for the scientific research or any research. I think the disciple must be having sufficient knowledge before he proceeds in that. So similarly, those rishis that they have given us some kind of inputs to understand a particular thing, a Rig Veda or a Rigs or anything. The thing is, when we said that it might have been in a coded version or something like that where we cannot understand, but still, so here one thing we should remember, that the original Rigvedic part, Rig part, is the Shrauta, which was heard. But when you come to Brahmanas, Aranyakas and Upanishads and all these things, they are all almost human made here, whether it is souls, pious souls or scholars, because so many things have come up on Veda. So all these are our own making for our benefit. So, to make a sincere effort to understand the purport of Veda, our great rishis have given us some, some help to understand them. And these tools, these important tools, technical tools are very important to us. So this we call as Veda Angas, the Angas of Veda. Veda Angas. Angas means limbs. So these are the things through which we can approach the main body. Because we have hands, legs and eyes and all this. So all these are used by who? Somebody within us. So he is looking, he is hearing, he is talking. So similarly, this Veda also has its own limbs, Veda Angas. So there are at least 6 Veda Angas. Many other great rishis, they have given us many hints or then many tools, maybe, to understand this the Vedics. But here a standard version is about 6 Veda Angas. In these 6 Veda Angas, most of them they are related to the language through which the rigs have been formed, have been given to us. So we try to understand there could be some rhythm in it, something like a rhythm. Because if you look into Samaveda, we have understood that it is related to the primary sound, nada. So similarly, all these things have their own proformas. So they can be understood that way. For which, what we generally know for every language, we are more concerned with the grammar. So one should know grammar also along with the language. Otherwise, he commits all mistakes in spelling them and then in writing them, reading them. We make mistakes. So Vyakarana gives you the strength to understand, to write, read the language in its order. That is the order that has to be followed by everybody. So this Vyakarana, Veda Vyakarana, is also given to us by our great souls. So this is, but all these Angas are important. a particular section, a Vyakarana cannot be understood by itself. So each one of the Anga helps us to do that. But comprehensively, all these 6 Angas are important to understand the meaning of a rig. So we start with the Vyakarana. And Vyakarana, as we understood that it is a compulsory thing, a necessary thing, an essential thing, it's followed by how you recite it. That's very important. A rig has to be recited. And because of this recitation itself, even today we are getting the Veda in its own form, in its own tone and tenor. So this is very important. We have, even today also we have a number of Ghana parties. So these Ghana parties preserve how a rig has to be pronounced. So this is about Patana, how it is spelled out. So this Siksha has to be understood. Siksha. This is called Siksha. And then
is there a pattern?
And there is a pattern. And that pattern is the Chandness. Chandness is the third important thing. Because we come across Chandness in Indian language, when they are writing for poetry or something, it should be Chandness. Chandness means there should be what you call the words are placed in such a way, the letters are placed in such a way that it can be recited and remembered easily. And it could be spelled correctly. So Chandness is important in preparing poetry or something. So the Vedas, Rig Vedas are also having this kind of rhythm has been, because as Dvipadas, there may be 4 lines, 2 lines in the Dvipada, Chatushpada, now 4 padas would be there, 4 lines would be there. Such kind of rigs are there. So this has to be understood. Suppose if Chandness helps us, where if somewhere a word goes wrong, so Chandness should tell us that placement is wrong and that word may not be the original word of that Rig Veda. Because there will be many mistakes in the rigs. If at all by reading or writing or whatever, we may commit mistakes. That may happen. So that part Chandness is very important for any language, not only Rig Veda, for any language, the Chandness is important. Then comes the meaning. So first we have to understand the form of the word, how it is organized and how it is understood, and then how it could be spelled and how it has to be recited. So now if you take a word and you think that it is the correct word from a particular rig, and then we search for its meaning. What does it mean? We put a question. Okay, there is Vipra. What does it mean? In Sanskrit and also in Indian languages, we have a wonderful system where the word is not just made by letters. If you say A-N-T, and by letters, but it has some other meaning. The problem with the Sanskrit language is that the word looks like one thing, but its import is something else. So Nirukta is something like a dictionary. Because for every language we will have a small dictionary with us. 5,000 words or 1 lakh words or 50,000 words dictionaries. This dictionary shows us the meaning. In ordinary way, when you look into the ordinary languages, we will depend on Nirukta, dictionaries. So similarly, for Vedic knowledge also, for Vedic rigs also, they helped us giving this meaning of nirukta. And the meaning is understood now to some extent. That's why we said that that meaning may be correct or may not be correct, but it's a helping dictionary. It helps us to know something. And the fifth thing is where you have learned the Rig Veda and you have to learn something about its meaning, how it should be used, and everything has been done. But to know how to put it in practice, daily practice. Anusthana means daily practice. So kalpas are given us, which give us something like a manual, how to perform a particular thing, a particular anusthana. So even now also our purohits and then others, pujaris, they say, we have to do our anusthana before we come here. So they will have individual anusthanas. Each individual has his own anusthana. Anusthana is a practice. They will have their practice at home. And after this anusthana, they come to the special occasion. So this anusthana, kalpa, is the manuals for doing the particular thing. But using the particular Veda, for yajna, for anything, they need this kalpa. Okay, this everything is fine because now we have an anusthana, we have understood this and we try to understand what the rig is and how rig has to be used. But another most important thing, we are concerned with the universe. We are not alone here. I am here, you are also here, and she is also there, and you are also there. So everybody is there. And we have this village, and that town, and that country. And if you look above, there are stars, moon, sun. So many things are there. Most of them, because this is a worldly thing, if you go beyond the globe, I think there are so many grahas are there, planets are there, stars are there, sun, moons are there. So many things are there which are visible to us. How are they visible to us? Through their light, Jyotisha, Jyoti.
Is that why it's called Jyotisha?
That's why it's called Jyotisha. So, in our modern sense, we call it astronomy.
Astrology.
Astronomy, not astronomy, astronomy. Because most of our knowledge is astronomical knowledge. We know what is universe and what are they in universe, how these heavenly bodies. Okay?
Thank you, Nana. And namaste everyone, and see you again in our next episode. Bye.